Hey everyone, I'm Charu, a yoga and mind body coach. Thanks for watching my channel. We're here with Jan, my good friend from California, and she's a Qigong healer, certified Qigong healer and certified emotion code practitioner. And she's going to talk to us today about a clear path to healing, which is also your website, right, Jan?
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so tell us how. How do we have a more clear path to our healing?
All right. Well, we aren't taught very well in our culture, in our Western culture, to take care of the body in the way it needs to be taken care of. And that's a big, strong point. We think about it, we kind of know what we need to do, but then we go on with our lives and we get involved in our lives and we get caught up and then we don't take care of ourselves. So I want to give a little analogy today. And this analogy is really good. I think it helps put things into perspective. So I don't know if you've ever grown plants or
I'm not the best. I don't have the green thumb, but I've tried here and there.
awesome. And then some people have gone on and actually grown vegetables. I've grown my own vegetables for quite a few years. And plants are a lot like humans in a certain way. They're living beings. They can't walk around like we do, but plants are a really good analogy because they have needs, and each plant has a different need. They all have the same basic needs. They need water. They need the nutrients from the soil. They need proper nutrients. When you do vegetable gardening, you learn about NPK. They need nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in particular, and they all need it in different amounts, and they get it from the soil. They need sunlight, a certain amount of sunlight, and like I said, every plant is different. So you might have a house plant that needs a lot of sun, and another house plant doesn't want sun at all. It wants just shade. So they're all different, and they'll tell you when they're not getting what they need. They start to shrivel, they start to shrink, they start to drop leaves, they turn colors, but they can't tell you what they need. They just tell you, I'm not happy right now. So you have to figure out what it is. Maybe you want to water them more or less. Maybe you want to move them into a position that might provide more of what they need. But really, the best thing to do is look it up. Since they all have such different needs, what is it that this particular plant needs? If I have a philodendron, what does it need? Does it want less light? Does it want more water? If I have native plants, so I'm growing a lot of native plants in our landscaping right now, they don't want water in the summer, even though they look like they're dying. They come alive again in the fall and in the spring. So you need to give, the point is you need to give each plant what it needs in order to survive best. And then once you do that, once you find out what it needs and you give that to them, wow, those plants will thrive. It's just like a miracle.
Yeah, they'll shoot up. Yeah. Or this way or that way, whatever their nature is. Yeah.
And their colors will come out and they'll look vibrant. And it's just wonderful. Sometimes you can let a plant get pretty bad before you give it what it needs, and it will come back. And then other times you let it go too far, and then it just won't come back. Well, a plant, like I said, humans are very much the same as plants. We have particular needs for the body and the mind and the emotions. So what we need to do is find out what those things are that we need, and then give them to ourselves. So that's the whole secret. You find out what you need, you do what you need. And if you remember in the very first video that we did, I talked about committing to yourself. If you want to heal, if you want to have a better life, if you want to live longer, you have to commit to this process to do it. And once you can commit to it, once you find out what it is you need, and then once you do it, you follow the plan, then you're going to just feel so much better. It's just amazing how much you can grow, how much you can heal, how much you can prevent illness from happening. So I've been on two different paths in the last 20 years. One is the path of yoga and its ancient wisdom, which talks a lot about healing, and healing emotionally as well as physically. And then I went on the Qigong path, which I talked about in one of the sessions as well. And that's where I learned all about energy and how to use the energy for healing. So I've created a website, clearpathtohealing.com, and it's actually a membership website. And I did it as a membership website because I want people that come not only to learn what they need in order to heal, and to get on that path towards healing, but I want them to be able to share with each other, to share each other's experiences, to meet like-minded people who also want to heal. And on the website, I explain all the things I've learned in the last 20 years plus about what we need, what our bodies need, what our minds need, what our emotions need, and how to get on that path and stay on it. One thing about it is it's a beautiful, simple path. It's not complex at all. And that's what makes it so powerful. So that's
So,
all about it.
yeah, very nice. Good explanation of it, of that, like the analogy of the plant. And we are very similar to the plant. And if you think about a plant, it can, like, if it's dying, it can actually like be in that dying phase for quite some time. So if we compare that to us, that's like us with our illness. We can actually stay pretty down and sick and ill for quite some time because our body is also very strong and resilient, and it can take it, but doesn't mean that's the right place to be. We eventually have to come out of that and get our water back and all our nutrients back. So if you had to say, like, what's one thing that immediately comes into your mind about the one thing that we all need to get on a more clear path to healing?
If you don't mind, maybe I'll say a few.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
popped up first was something one of my teachers told me early on. He was watching me and seeing how I operate. And he told me, this is just simple. He said, you don't chew your food very long before you swallow it. He said, here's the thing. You're treating yourself like a machine. Your body is not a machine, but you're treating it that way. And you're going to have to change that. It's not healthy. So that's what we do in this culture. We just jack ourselves up like crazy, trying to get everything done and succeed. And we treat ourselves like machines, and we're not.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
To slow down, right?
Yeah. And specifically, that means sometimes even meditating, or at least slowing your life down and prioritizing, and not trying to do everything at once, getting better sleep, getting better nutrition, and just treating ourselves in the right way. We talked about illness, what causes it. We know what causes illness, and we know how to treat the source. We know how to get to the source of it, especially with Qigong. So that's
Yes.
just.
So we said that in one of our previous videos, our channels are blocked. And so it doesn't allow the energy to flow properly.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things that we talked about, that you talked about in the previous videos. So it's a combination of stuff, right? It's not. And I think all of us who are on this journey of wellness and healing, we know that, because it's never just the one thing that works, but it might be like one thing is more pronounced and more prominent and is working better, and then all the other things come along and assist.
And that's why it's a path. There is a path to follow, and the path is well spelled out, and we're all on it. and we can help each other.
Yes.
So I
Right.
hope you'll join me.
Yes. Okay, good. Let's talk a little bit about what would be a first step if somebody were to, visit your website and they go to Clear Path to Healing.
When you start a practice like Qigong, the energy itself is going to help you because Qi has intelligence. So it knows. But I am going to give you all of the techniques and things that I know that will help you.
Do you think more people come to you, and I'm just curious, do you think more people come to you with more physical ailments and problems, or more mental, or a combination?
I get more people coming to me with physical issues, but many times the physical issues are caused by mental because we have such a strong mind body connection. So it is a combination, no matter how they come to me.
Yeah,
Those things come out.
right. Just like we've spoken in our one of our other videos about, like, yes, if something's not right in the mind, then it parks somewhere in the body, and now you have like this physical issue you're dealing with, right?
Exactly. Yes. And I do encourage you to go back and look at all the videos because there is a progression, one
Yes.
through five, and it's like a little story. So I think it would help to review those as well.
Excellent. Thank you, Jan. Any last thoughts on Clear Path to Healing? Any last words that you want to share with the viewers?
Come and join me. Just it's a free membership, and you know we're growing together. Okay, so I need some people to help so that I can get this thing off the ground and running. It's
Yeah.
not fully developed yet, so I'm developing it as we go.
And I like that. We're doing this together. And that's true, because it's like, and it takes many people to make good things happen, right? So,
And
yeah.
the world will be a better place as a result.
Yeah, it will be a more healthier, peaceful, better place to live for sure. Good. Thank you so much. And we will catch up with more talks on spirituality, Qigong, healing, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time for more. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you, Charu.